It seems as though Xbox is on the verge of failing, and I don't understand what's up with these gaming companies and wanting to push a certain narrative inside of gaming that don't need to be. Going over this article from Bounding into Comics by Spencer Bacoli, um, it clearly states this: Microsoft publishes new inclusive guide for video game devs, recommends against creating female characters with exaggerated body proportions. Exaggerated body proportions. In doing their part to push the entire medium ever forward toward a final form as a pile of boring and uninspired mush, Microsoft has released a new product inclusion guide for video game developers, which, in addition to a number of other such recommendations aimed at appeasing the terminally ill online, notably suggests that creators completely abstain from depicting any sexualized or unrealistic female characters within their works. So basically, it's like the more we as gamers fight against this, the more they want to put it in the games. And I don't understand why. They come in their games like Stellar Blade because the obviously Shift Up knew exactly what the hell their audience was going to be looking at all game. The fact that the female inside of Stellar Blade, which name is Eve, is an actual depiction of the female model that models her. It's really telling, man. You see, what I think it is, I think that it's a lot of these companies that's afraid of the fact that sexy females in games is something that us male gamers and even female gamers like to look at. So they want to rip away everything that we enjoy. And in place of the stuff that we enjoy, they want to put their own narrative, their own ideology, their own spin on what we as male or even female gamers is supposed to accept, supposed to appreciate, supposed to enjoy. And instead of them giving us a great game with great gameplay, great story, great everything, they want to give us their ideas. And I'm not for this. I'm not. Made public on March 20th as part of the company's appearance at the recent 2024 Game Developers Conference, which they made an utter fool of themselves at, screaming outside. I'm going to make a video on that too. Microsoft new gaming for every product inclusion framework calls on developers to actively consider four specific areas when creating a new title. Those being, as per the framework official site, approachability, which ensures all players, existing and new, experienced and novice, feel safe and welcomed. For one, the gaming industry, the gaming community has always been a welcoming place, man. I have never, ever, ever felt rejected in the gaming industry, in the gaming community. Never. That's the one community that I will honestly say is always been inclusive because 80% of us gamers, we know exactly what it feels like to be the outcast in certain things. We know what it feels like to be basically pushed aside or talked about or memed on or anything like that because we're gamers. The gaming community has always been inclusive. So I don't know where that safe and welcoming shit is coming from because it's always been welcoming. It's damn near always been safe. Now I ain't gonna say it's always been safe, but it's damn near have. Because it is some crazy motherfuckers in gaming. But anyway, representation is about reflecting the diversity of the players and creator community so everyone can feel that they belong. This is shit that they feel is a problem, which has never ever been a fucking problem, bro. I have never in the history of gaming until now heard anybody say, "Oh, I wish that there was more black people in the games." No, I've always heard, "I wish that the game was good," or "the game was amazing," or "this game is trash." I've always heard that. I've never heard nobody say nothing about no fucking representation until now. Globalization is about making global players feel at home and ensuring that their experience has local and relevance and respect. Okay, whatever the fuck. Ensuring that the experience has local relevance and respect. Look, bro, just make a great game, G. Just make good games, man. You sitting there worried about this kind of stuff, is what's stifling y'all creativity. Accessibility is about making games and experiences playable for people with disabilities and striving to make products accessible by design from the ground up. Now, I really don't see no problem with the accessibility. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no problem with that. In service of promoting these values, Microsoft has also released a product inclusion action guide for the developers to follow in order to keep their titles significantly progressive and unoffensive, at the same time being unprogressive and very offensive. Having your story told is a universal human need, but for many in marginalized communities or in markets outside of the US, it's rare to be represented in media. Are you serious? Let alone games. And as a result, some people can feel like a secondary consumer for our content, writes the Xbox parent company. 80% of the media consumed by the world is created in the US, and yet most media, including video games, don't contain characters and content that align to the bored consumer. This is bullshit. Because like I said earlier, I have never heard anybody say nothing about no fucking representation being represented in media, none of that shit. I've always heard either the game was good, bad, or trash. And nothing about the game being good, bad, or trash had anything to do with, it wasn't enough black people, it wasn't enough Mexicans, it wasn't enough Asians or whatever the fuck. It's only white people in it. I never heard those complaints in the history of gaming until this sick, woke, fucking minded shit was introduced into gaming. To end this, Microsoft then presents developers with a set of 10 questions to consider when it came to their projects in order to ensure they were properly inclusive. Are you telling new stories or sharing new perspectives within the product experience? Do all of your characters' players' depictions look the same? What steps have you taken to ensure characters are represented respectfully and authentically? If this is how y'all think black people look, then something's wrong. Because when y'all make when y'all do this in diversity and inclusion shit, y'all make some of the ugliest characters in the fucking world, bro. And give them strong ass man draws, G. How have you validated assumptions you have made about your audience to check for blind spots or unintended stereotypes? In a video game, G. In the goddamn video game, in the work of fiction, this is the stuff that they're worried about. Would you feel proud to show a member of a community how their culture character is depicted within your experience? Bro, I when I'm playing the game, I don't care about no fucking culture character being depicted. I don't care about this kind of shit, bro. I care about gameplay, the story, and not being preached to, and all that other shit that y'all doing. How are the wide range of characters depicted within your product's content portfolio or communications? I don't care. What process have you used to validate how different groups of people or cultures are represented in your experience? What percentage of screen time or screen presence speaking lines heroes is held by different gender, racial identities? This type of stuff should come natural to you. You should not sit here and have to fucking put out a goddamn guide on how to be inclusive when you should already be. Gaming has always been fucking inclusive, bro. What the fuck is going on? Xbox can't fail soon enough, G. And I'm not even a console war. Do you have a process to review key decisions with the lens of helping consumers feel seen? Are you reinforcing any negative gender stereotypes? This stuff should not fucking matter, bro. In expanding on this last question, Microsoft presented 3 additional sub-questions for devs to consider, particularly in regards to the female character designs. Are you unnecessarily introducing gender and gender barriers into your code or design? Are you creating playable female characters that are equal in skill or ability to their male peers? Are your female characters equipped with clothing and armor that fits their tasks? Do they have exaggerated body proportions? The only thing that was a good note in this fucking thing was that your female characters should be damn near just as skilled as the male characters. Now, I'm not saying they should be as powerful as them. And hell, that ain't even a problem either. But, bro, if your main characters is a male or a female character, bro, write with freedom. This shit is stupid. When the story allows Do you show male characters who display a full range of emotions, including joy, sadness, and vulnerability? This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard, I've ever read. And it's only like two things, and not even two full things that I can really agree with. When you writing a game, bro, none of this should be in your mind. None of this should be in your mind. The only thing that should be in your mind is the plot, the conflict, the solution, and how and the flying fuck we gonna get from the fucking beginning of the problem to the end of the problem, which is the solution. And the gameplay in between. We should not be sitting here in the fucking boardroom worrying about DEI. I'm gonna tell you this now. I hope that every freaking company that's involved in any kind of DEI, ESG shit fail. I hope they go the Forspoken route and shut the fuck down. I hope they go the Volition route and shut the fuck down. I hope that every one of these motherfuckers shut the fuck down. And y'all worried about stuff like this when Microsoft slashes video game division cuts 1,900 jobs across Activision, Blizzard, Xbox, and ZeniMax, but y'all worried about DEI. Y'all games and stuff is not failing because of loss of interest. Y'all games is failing because y'all asses done went woke, bro. The whole fucking Microsoft company is fucking woke, bro. And when you go woke, you go fucking broke. We don't want no identity fucking politics in our games. And until y'all realize that, you're gonna always fucking fail, bro. Shout out to Battling in the Comics. Shout out to Spencer Piccoli. I probably said your name wrong again, but it's been your boy CJ the Prophet. And expect more from me for this, man. I'm out.